All right. First, if you could just tell us why you're out here today and what's going on.
I'm out here today because we need to get food supplies from this tent over to that tent to protect them. So
over there at that tent right there?
Yep.
Okay.
And actually those tents were donated by Lupe Fiasco yesterday, so that was pretty cool. And that's why I'm out. But everybody's here for obviously the big march down to the Federal Reserve and around. And yeah, that's why I'm out here today.
All right, and a little more specifically, like maybe what kind of issues are important to you and maybe to the others that you've spoke to out here?
Yeah, well, I think of it, it's given me a lot of time to talk and discuss with other people. I think of it as money in government and how our interests are being crushed by just dollars and, every politician's bought. And that's the cancer of the system, and everybody's out here for a different malady of it, So I'm out here because I think the war on drugs is a complete failure. I mean, Colorado alone spends $145 million locking up non-violent drug offenders, and couldn't that money be better served in the community? And I'm also out here because I have $57,000 in student loan debt, couldn't get a job. I've been looking, so I'm out there because of that. And then the war on terror and how that's created so many more torturous acts and acts that are in violation of our Constitution. So.
And if you could come up with a solution to one or any of those issues, I don't know, a general solution?
General solution? General solution to those issues is, well, the easiest and most direct form would just be calling a constitutional convention and rewriting our Constitution again. As a people, that would be obviously the simplest one. We can clearly say out. And Colorado, we can also, have a people's addendum to the Constitution, and that's, what medical marijuana is. And so we could do that. And the other big government, big business, that money that's already in the system is actually doing that right now with the Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol initiative. Big business government, police force, the government is trying to commoditize another market and keep the people from it so they can't work. And it's only for the elite, so now it's a commodity as water is and everything else. So we could, that's something we can do. We can just go write the Constitution as we see it without big business and big government and these really oppressive systems trying to push in on it. And we could start with, in Colorado, marijuana. For the first thing, I think that would be the quickest, easiest thing, unless it's all out, they cede to our demands.
And then one last question, if you could tell people, here in Denver and around the world, why they should come down today or what they can do today, what would that message be?
Dissent, just go talk to someone, learn the own media, because they say, that's the information and that's the news that's on these news tickers. No, it's what you research and what you believe. Everyone's out here honking at us because it's right, because the right thing to do is not to be an oppressive person. I think people need to understand that once they start figuring out that we don't need to spend our money oppressing people, fighting wars, bailing out people who have robbed us. We can actually spend our money bettering society. I think that's what we can do, and just come out. We need bodies. The more people, the better. And hopefully by the spring, we'll have a nice garden in our tent city, because it's much better to show the world a way forward than to tell the world forward. So I'd like, my goal in this occupation is to get people to realize that we can create a sustainable environment right here in our own garden. And right on this Capitol property, we can have a sustainable resource. We can sustain a kitchen that feeds people if we just change the way we think. It's not hard. It's a revolution. It's not hard. It's a revolution of the mind. If we just change the way we think. If we say, hey, we're watering trees, why aren't they producing food? We're watering grass. Why aren't they producing anything else? So that would be my solution.